I know this is a little late, but I wanted to make a quick video showing off my badass editing workstation that I've been using to produce my videos, manage my business, game, and so on. I received the rig back in August as part of a sponsored build for the Intel Streamers Bootcamp project provided by CyberPower PC, just to get disclosures out of the way. The rig is housed in a Cooler Master Mastercase 5 and boasts an Intel Core i7-6900k, which is a boss of a CPU. 8 cores, 16 threads, this thing shreds through video, streaming anything I throw at it. It now has more processing power than my dual CPU render server I built early last year, freeing that server up to do other functions. They've got a basic 120mm all-in-one water cooler in it. I prefer air cooling, but this one has been serving me well thus far. 32GB of RAM is what it came with. I'm hoping to get someone to send me a 64GB kit soon, as I max out the 32GB quite frequently, and the RAM looks pretty slick. There's an MSI GTX 1080 in there. This is the first time I've ever owned a top tier 80 level card before, so it's been blowing me away every time I get the chance to game, which admittedly is not all that often. Lastly, it came with a 450GB Intel 750 series NVMe PCIe solid-state drive. This thing is the fastest storage device I have ever seen. I wasn't expected to be this impressed, but I am impressed. For expansion, I have my old SoundBlaster-Z sound card from my old rig, not because I use it for better sound or anything, but because I need the extra input and output channels to run my audio mixer, and I've recently added in a USB 3.0 card. This kicked out my Elgato HD60 Pro, which would serve me pretty faithfully up until this point. I've added in 3 solid-state drives, a 240GB for games, a 500GB as my recording destination for Open Broadcaster and Nvidia Shadowplay, and then another 240GB as a scratch and cache disk for my Adobe Suite software. This speeds up editing and rendering quite a bit. In the bottom section, I also have a 2TB mechanical hard drive for documents, additional games, photos, general storage like that. The rest of my storage is now all on the network. It's pretty awesome. Oh yeah, and it came with an M-Disc Blu-ray drive, which I actually use quite a bit. All of this is running through an ASUS X99A2 motherboard, which I'm honestly not too happy with. I've always loved ASUS's motherboards, and I love the X99 platform. But I really wish it would have just been a Workstation WS board. I have a ton of issues with USB on it. I use a lot of USB devices and it doesn't like it all that much. That's why I had to grab the expansion card to take some of the load off of the onboard USB. My old AMD FX build had terrible USB 3.0 drivers, but it handled all the USB usage I could throw at it like a tank. This one, not so much. The case came loaded with the Aura RGB lighting strips. They look good, even if they don't play nice with cameras at any shutter speed. But the remote they gave me is utter crap. It's touch sensitive, much like the power button on the original Xbox One model, and eats through battery life or is otherwise just unresponsive. It was a nightmare trying to get any color changes to go through for B-roll here, so sometimes the color doesn't quite match and I couldn't do anything about it. Oh well, not a huge thing I worry about. I have a jerry-rigged triple monitor setup going for this PC. A monoprice 27-inch ultra high definition display at the center, monoprice 28-inch 1440p display on the left, and then an ASUS 21-inch or so 1080p display on the right that is also shared with my PlayStation 4. This badass of a PC, along with my System 76 Lemur laptop, also given to me as part of a sponsorship, helped me stay super productive every day. I do use other servers and computers as part of my workflow, and I am always expanding, but this is the heart of it all. I get asked a lot about the equipment that I use, so I wanted to have some fun shooting some B-roll of what I have. I hope you enjoyed the glamour shots. Like the video if you like it, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video.